Dory Prado here with the South County Faith-Based Coalition, and today I have the privilege to speak with City Council Member of Morgan Hill, Larry Carr. We'll be talking about the COVID-19, how he's managing with shelter in place, and also talking about the future of Morgan Hill. Here in South County, we're all in this together.
We will get through this.
We'll make it through this. We'll make it together.
We will get through this. All of us.
This too will pass.
We will get through this.
We will get through this. We will get through this together.
That together there is no challenge too great for us to overcome.
Thank you for joining me today. I have City Council Member Larry Carr with me, and I'm so happy to have you with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dory.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, Larry, on behalf of the South County Faith-Based Coalition, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for your time. And on a personal note, you know, each time that I've reached out for some sort of support or asking you to speak at a latte event or some sort of an event or engagement, you've always been ready and available. So I just want to acknowledge that and say thank you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Sure. You know, with everything going on right now with the outbreak of COVID-19, the shelter in place, kids doing the online schooling, our community is living in fear, fear of the unknown. And so the South County Faith-Based Coalition thought it would be a good idea to gather some short video clips of leadership, community leadership, and also people of faith, and start to share these positive messages out. You know, we can become so overwhelmed with the news. So I'm not even watching news right now. And so we thought we would just pull together some encouraging messages with our leadership from South County. So again, thank you.
Yes.
So Larry, I have just a few questions that I'm going to ask you. And the first one would be, how are you doing?
Thank you for asking. And Dory, I want to start by saying thank you for doing this. Not only all the community work you've been doing for years that just benefits South County entirely, especially kids and families that really need it, but particularly right now, the South County Faith-Based Coalition is so important. Having faith, having something to turn to in times when we do have fears and we're not sure where things are going is very important for a lot of us. And so putting out these kinds of messages is just an awesome way to help people and to protect our community. You're absolutely right. Change can be a scary thing. And right now, all of our lives are just so much different than they were just a couple of weeks ago. And that's scary. I have a high school senior who is devastated that she's missing her senior prom and grad night and all the things that you look forward to doing when you're a senior. And my heart breaks for her. But I know she's a resilient kid, as are so many of the other seniors throughout South County, and that we'll get through this. And hopefully they'll be known as a generation that made it through this, and this will be their mark and their calling point, and will shape their lives into one of service and how they can continue to promote service and help people out. As for me, I'm very busy working from home. My kids go back and forth between my home here in Gilroy and their mom's home my home here in Morgan Hill and their mom's home in Gilroy. And when the stay in place orders came down, they were at their mom's, and we as a family made the decision that it probably was not safe for them to come back and forth. And it would be best if they stayed where they were at their mom's. So I miss them terribly. Haven't seen them. We do a lot of FaceTime. And find other opportunities. But Barbara and I are here in our Morgan Hill home, both working from home, and I'm set up in one of our spare rooms and turning it into an office. Between a full-time job and between my responsibilities as a council member here in Morgan Hill, in addition to being a parent and a partner, I'm keeping very busy. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Larry. And you called out, and I think this is important just to highlight. Your shelter in place right now, what you and your family are doing, and due to the shelter in place, you and your family decided, because the kids go back and forth between your their mother and your home. They were there, so they are sheltering in place there.
Right.
And so we've been trying to communicate out to a lot of our community members about being responsible, right? And so that's the responsible thing to do. So I know it's tough, but it's the right thing to do.
It is. It's the right thing to do, and it's just critically important. We're seeing in California that the term is the flattening of the curve, and we're seeing that these social distancing and in some cases isolating is having a positive effect, but it's not the time to let up. We absolutely have to bear down and keep doing it. And for those that are not, it's time to get on board. For those that are willing to go out, when you are doing that, you are risking others. You're not just taking a risk for yourself, you are risking others. My parents live here in Morgan Hill, and since the beginning, I've counseled them and asked them to really stay home. And so I do grocery shopping for them, and I drop it off on their front porch, and I call my dad, and I step out to the sidewalk, so when he opens the door, I can say hello. And again, that's just terribly difficult and hard to do, but I can't go into my parents' house and risk passing something on to them. And that's why this is important. And so I'm glad that people are taking it seriously. And for those that aren't, it's really time to get on board and really take it seriously.
Yeah, thank you. Larry, how do you see the future of our community?
Great question. The council is talking about that. We've had a couple of council meetings, all virtually using Zoom, and we actually have people phone in and join us and provide comment, and so it actually is working well. But this isn't going to end anytime soon, and that's the really frightening part. Small businesses are really struggling; they're really hurting, and our communities will be different when this is over. And we're trying to think about and plan now for as we work through this and as we get to a place where we can start lightening some of these restrictions, which is not now. But when we get to that place, we want to be ready to take advantage of those moments. We want to be ready to help our businesses. We want to be ready to help nonprofits, and we want to be ready to help families and people get back to as much of a normal life as they can. In the meantime, we're being engaged with other levels of government from the federal and the state and the county level to bring as many resources to Morgan Hill so that our residents, whether it be in unemployment insurance or in some of the anti-eviction ordinances that have passed, how we can protect our residents and how we can bring some of the benefits in to help our business owners and hopefully in a way that they can keep employees and keep them hired and keep their doors open.
How can we, and you touched on this a bit, but how can we get through this together as community? The objective here with doing some of these videos is to help community feel a sense of community again, right? Even during these difficult times. So how can we get through this together?
Yeah, great question, Dory. And that is what we need to spend time focusing on as a community. Together is the only way we're going to get through this. Whether it be, believing in each other that what we're doing is the right thing, whether it be reaching out to your neighbors, your family, your friends, by a simple phone call, a simple text, and just seeing how people are. Limiting the times that we go out, but when we go out, making those times efficient and effective. Like I said, I pick up groceries for my folks. We can do that for our neighbors and for others who can't get out or are in at-risk populations and shouldn't get out. But as a community and together is the only way we're going to make it through this. Um, I've been trying to send text messages out to people that I haven't talked to in a long time and just see how they are. I wish that I did that on a more routine basis and not only when we're in crisis situations, and maybe I'll get better about that when this is over. But that's an important part of what we're doing, still maintaining some semblance of community and contact. I know for Barbara and I, when we open up our garage door, if we have to go out or just to put the garbage out, if the neighbor's garage door is open, we're excited to be able to say hi and wave hello to them. Or as we see someone walking by on the sidewalk. And so those things are important. And, as small as they may seem, as silly as they may seem, they really are the important things to keep us going. South County is all about community. And that community may be a little bit different today, whether because we're doing it virtually, we're doing it online, we're doing it through our cell phones. But we'll get back to a day when we do it in person, and I look forward to that.
Good. Well said. Last question, Larry. What is one pearl of wisdom you can leave us with?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one. There's a lot, but I think it is this sense of community. A lot of times we think that I can just take care of myself and we'll be okay. And in these times, it's so critical that we try not to do that. We have to self-isolate. We have to stay home. We have to shelter in place. That doesn't mean we have to be away from our connections. It doesn't mean that we have to really be isolated. We can find other mechanisms, other ways of doing that. I think South County is excellent at that. That is the South County spirit. That is the Morgan Hill spirit. That is the way in Gilroy and in San Martin as well. We have deep roots in these communities, and it's important to maintain those. So if I'm going to leave one thing for people, it's to think about the things that do ground you, whether it be your faith, whether it be your family, whether it be your job, and hang on to those things. Hang on closely to those things and share those with others, so that we as a community can maintain that sense of community, and we'll be stronger when this is over.
Yes, I agree. Councilmember Larry Carr, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you, everything that you do for our community. Stay blessed and stay healthy.
Thank you, Dory. Thank you very much. Stay well.
Thank you.